Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are not an accident. You were uniquely designed by a loving creator who made every detail about you with intention and care. Like a masterpiece painted by a great artist, you are one of a kind, a priceless treasure that cannot be replaced. And here's the truth. God doesn't make mistakes. Everything about you, your strengths, your quirks, even your struggles, was designed for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Today, I want to remind you that you are here for a reason. You carry within you the potential to do something extraordinary, something no one else can do, because God made you to be you. You are not an accident. Let that sink in for a moment. Regardless of where you come from, how you got here, or what you've been told, your life is not the result of chance or coincidence. You were intentionally designed by a loving creator who took care to craft every part of who you are. From the color of your eyes to the unique way you smile, from your strengths to your quirks, nothing about you is random. You were made with precision and purpose, and every detail of your life was written with care. Sometimes life can make us feel insignificant, like we're just one among billions of people, trying to figure things out and make it through the day. But let me remind you that you are anything but insignificant. Just as a masterpiece by a great artist is valued for its uniqueness, so are you. There has never been, and will never be, another person exactly like you. Think about that for a moment. Out of all the billions of people who have walked this earth, no one has your exact voice, your story, your experiences, or your perspective. You were created for a reason that only you can fulfill. It's easy to doubt this when life gets tough. Maybe you faced rejection or heard words that made you question your worth. Perhaps someone told you that you weren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. Or maybe you've looked at your circumstances and wondered if you even matter. But let me tell you the truth, those doubts and fears are lies. The opinions of others do not determine your value. Your worth was set the moment God breathed life into you. You are His masterpiece, handcrafted and irreplaceable. The fact that you are here, alive at this specific moment in history, is not a mistake. There were generations before you, and there will be generations after you. But you were chosen to be here now, in this time, in this place. Think of how many things had to align perfectly for you to exist, the people who came before you, the moments that led up to your life, and even the challenges you faced. Every piece of the puzzle has been part of a greater plan to bring you to this point. Sometimes, we underestimate the value of our uniqueness. We look at others and think they have something we don't. More talent, more opportunity, more beauty, more success. But comparison is a thief. It robs us of the joy of being who we were created to be. A masterpiece never tries to imitate another. Its value lies in its originality. In the same way, your value is in being you. No one else can do what you can do the way you can do it. No one else has your voice, your gifts, or your perspective. Even the parts of your life that feel messy or broken have a purpose. Think about a mosaic. It's made of shattered pieces of glass, yet when the artist brings those pieces together, they create something breathtakingly beautiful. Your challenges, your struggles, even your mistakes, they are all part of your story, part of the masterpiece God is creating in you. What feels like a setback is often a setup for something greater. What looks like a mistake can be turned into a masterpiece when it's placed in the hands of the Creator. You are not here by chance. You are not a random product of nature or biology. You were designed with a purpose, chosen to live a life that only you can live. You have gifts that are meant to bless others, talents that are meant to shine, and a destiny that is waiting for you to step into it. So don't believe the lie that you are ordinary or that your life doesn't matter. You are extraordinary, chosen, and deeply loved. You are not an accident, you are a miracle. And the world is better because you are in it. Masterpieces are priceless. When you think of a masterpiece, a rare an extraordinary work of art, you immediately recognize its immense value. It stands apart, unique and irreplaceable, admired by many but fully replicated by none. In the same way, your life is a masterpiece. You weren't mass-produced or created on an assembly line, you were hand-designed, one of a kind. The same creator who placed the stars in the sky and painted the sunsets crafted you with care. Every detail about you, the way you think, the way you laugh, the way your story has unfolded, is intentional and precious. Think about the masterpieces we admire in museums and galleries. These works of art didn't just happen by chance. The artist poured time, effort, and heart into every stroke, every shade, every tiny detail. They had a vision for what they wanted to create, and they carefully brought it to life. In the same way, you are the product of a divine vision. You weren't thrown together in haste, you were created with great thought and care. You are one of God's greatest works, and nothing about you is accidental. What makes a masterpiece priceless is its uniqueness. You cannot duplicate it. No one can replicate it because its value is tied to its authenticity. You too are completely unique. There is no one else on earth exactly like you. You have your own fingerprint, your own voice, your own way of seeing the world. Out of the billions of people who have ever lived, no one has had your exact combination of gifts, talents, and experiences. That's what makes you priceless. You aren't valuable because you're like everyone else, you're valuable because you're uniquely you. Too often, we forget this. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to compare ourselves to others. We measure our worth based on someone else's achievements, talents, or appearance. But comparison is a trap. It blinds us to our own beauty and makes us feel less than what we are. A masterpiece doesn't strive to be like another piece of art, its value lies in its originality. Imagine if the Mona Lisa tried to be like Starry Night, or if one of Michelangelo's sculptures tried to mimic the work of Picasso. It would lose its essence, its beauty. The same is true for you. When you embrace your own uniqueness, you step into the fullness of who you were created to be. Another thing that makes masterpieces priceless is their rarity. They're not common, and that's why they're so highly valued. You too are rare. There will never be another you. Your story, your journey, and your impact are irreplaceable. Even if someone has similar talents or goals, no one can contribute to the world in the exact way you can. Your life has a purpose that only you can fulfill. That's why you are priceless. You are a rare and irreplaceable treasure in the tapestry of humanity. It's important to remember that the value of a masterpiece doesn't diminish because of imperfections. Many famous works of art have flaws, yet their worth is not lessened by those imperfections. In fact, those flaws often make them even more extraordinary. The same is true for you. Your struggles, your scars, and your imperfections are part of what make you beautiful. They add depth to your story and make you more relatable to those around you. The things you see as weaknesses can be transformed into strengths when placed in the hands of the Creator. A masterpiece carries significance because it reflects the heart of its creator. When we admire a painting or a sculpture, we're also seeing the passion and vision of the artist who made it. Your life is a reflection of the one who created you. You carry his fingerprints, your kindness, your love, your ability to overcome challenges, all of it points back to the one who designed you with purpose. You are a living testament to his creativity and love. So don't let the world tell you otherwise. Don't let circumstances or opinions make you question your worth. You are a masterpiece, priceless beyond measure, created by the master artist for a purpose only you can fulfill. Your life matters, and the world is better because you're in it. You are rare, unique, and deeply loved. Never forget that. God doesn't make mistakes. That's a simple yet profound truth that has the power to change how you see yourself in your life. Too often, we look at ourselves, our flaws, our struggles, our missteps, and question whether we're good enough, whether we're worthy, or whether we even matter. But the truth is, you are not a mistake, and neither is anything about you. You were created by a God who is perfect, who sees the end from the beginning, and who designed you exactly the way you are for a reason. Think about this: the creator of the universe, the one who formed the stars, the oceans, and the mountains, also formed you. He crafted every detail about you with care and intention. Your personality, your gifts, even the things you see as weaknesses, they were all part of his plan. You are not the result of randomness or chance. You were made with purpose and precision. God doesn't look at you and wish he had done something differently. He sees you as his masterpiece, complete and exactly as he intended. It's easy to feel like a mistake when life doesn't go as planned. Maybe you face challenges or setbacks that make you question why certain things have happened to you. Perhaps you've made choices you regret, or have struggled to overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable. But even in those moments, God's plan for you hasn't changed. He doesn't look at your failures and throw up his hands in frustration. Instead, he takes even the broken pieces of your life and uses them to create something beautiful. He can turn your pain into purpose, your trials into triumphs, and your setbacks into setups for something greater. The world often tries to tell us that we need to fit a certain mold to be valuable, that we need to look a certain way, have certain accomplishments, or achieve certain goals to be worth something. But God's definition of worth is completely different. He doesn't measure your value by your performance or by the opinions of others. Your worth is inherent because he created you. You are loved not because of what you do, but because of who you are. God doesn't make mistakes, and he certainly didn't make a mistake when he made you. Every part of your life has a purpose. The things you love, the things you're good at, and even the challenges you face, they all play a role in shaping you into the person you were created to be. Sometimes it's hard to see that purpose in the moment. You might feel like you're wandering or like you've taken a wrong turn. But God sees the big picture. He sees how every piece of your journey fits together, even the pieces that feel messy or out of place. He's not finished with you yet. The masterpiece he's creating is still in progress. Think about some of the most beautiful things in nature: a rugged mountain range, a gnarled tree, a patch of wildflowers. They're not perfect in the sense that they're smooth or symmetrical, but their beauty lies in their uniqueness. In the same way, your imperfections don't make you a mistake, they make you human. They make you relatable and real. They're part of what allows you to connect with others and make an impact in the world. God can use even the parts of you that you wish were different to do something extraordinary. It's important to remember that God's plan for you isn't just about you. He created you not only to live a life of purpose, but also to touch the lives of others. The gifts he's given you, the experiences you've been through, even the challenges you've faced, they're all part of the story he's writing through you. And that story has the power to inspire, encourage, and uplift the people around you. So, the next time you're tempted to doubt your worth or question your place in the world, remember this: God doesn't make mistakes. You are not an accident. You are not a failure. You are not a burden. You are a masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made, created by a God who loves you more than you can imagine. Your life has meaning, your story has purpose, and your best days are still ahead of you. Trust the one who made you, because he doesn't make mistakes and he never will. You have a unique purpose that only you can fulfill. From the moment you were created, you were given a specific role in the grand story of life. This purpose is not something random or generic. It's as unique as your fingerprint, as personal as your heartbeat. It's the reason you're here at this time, in this place, with your particular talents, experiences, and passions. Your purpose is not just something you do, it's who you are. It's the mark you're meant to leave on the world, the impact only you can make. Too often, we underestimate our significance. We think Or could I possibly have to offer, or I'm just one person among billions? But that's a lie that keeps us from stepping into the fullness of who we were created to be. The truth is, there is something inside you that the world needs. No one else can be you. No one else has your combination of gifts, your perspective, or your story. You were designed to contribute something special to the lives of others and to fulfill a role that no one else can play. Your unique purpose doesn't have to be something grand or dramatic by the world's standards. It's not about being in the spotlight or achieving fame. Sometimes the most impactful purposes are fulfilled quietly in the way you love your family, in the kindness you show to strangers, in the support you give to your friends. Purpose is not about recognition, it's about meaning. It's about using what's inside you to make the world a better place, one step at a time. You might feel like your life doesn't have a clear direction right now, and that's okay. Purpose isn't always something we understand instantly. It's something we discover over time, often through the experiences and challenges we face. Every step of your journey, even the difficult ones, is preparing you for the purpose you were created for. The things you've been through, the highs and the lows, are shaping you, teaching you, and equipping you for what lies ahead. Nothing is wasted when it comes to your purpose. Even the detours and delays have a role in shaping your story. One of the most powerful truths about your unique purpose is that it doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. You don't need permission to step into your calling. You don't need to measure up to someone else's expectations or compare your journey to theirs. Your purpose is between you and the one who created you. It was placed within you before you were born, and it's been with you every step of the way. No one can take it from you, and no one can do it for you. It's yours to embrace. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because we feel inadequate. We think, I'm not talented enough, or I don't have the resources, but purpose isn't about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about being willing. It's about taking what you have, as small as it might seem, and trusting that it's enough. The truth is, you already have everything you need to take the next step. Your gifts, your passions, and even your challenges are part of the toolbox God has given you to fulfill your purpose. You might not see the full picture yet, and that's okay. Purpose often unfolds gradually, like a story being written one chapter at a time. The key is to stay open and keep moving forward. Trust that even when you can't see the path, the one who created you does. He knows where you're going and how every piece of your journey fits into the bigger picture. Every decision you make to step into your purpose, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Your unique purpose isn't just about you. It's about the lives you're meant to touch, the people you're meant to inspire, and the difference you're meant to make. When you live out your purpose, you become a blessing to others. Your kindness, your creativity, your wisdom, these aren't just for you. They're meant to overflow into the world around you. Imagine the impact you could have if you fully embraced who you were created to be. So don't hold back. Don't let fear or doubt keep you from stepping into your purpose. You were created for a reason. You have something valuable to offer, something no one else can give. The world is waiting for what only you can bring. Trust that you were made for this moment and step boldly into the life you were created to live. You have a unique purpose, and the world needs you to fulfill it. You are equipped for success. Everything you need to fulfill your purpose, to overcome challenges, and to live the life you were created for is already within you. From the moment you were born, you were given gifts, talents, and abilities that make you uniquely capable of succeeding in the path laid out for you. You may not always feel ready or qualified, but don't let those feelings fool you. You are more prepared than you realize, and you have exactly what it takes to thrive. Often we look at ourselves and see only what's missing. We focus on the skills we don't have, the resources we lack, or the obstacles that seem too big to overcome. But when you focus only on what you don't have, you miss out on what's already in your hands. God doesn't call you to something without also equipping you to succeed in it. He doesn't send you into the world empty-handed. Instead, He has planted within you everything you need to rise to the occasion. It might not all be visible right away, but it's there, waiting for you to discover and use it. Sometimes the tools you've been given don't look like much at first. They may feel small or insignificant compared to the challenges you're facing. But remember, it's not always the size of the tool that matters, it's how you use it. A tiny seed can grow into a mighty tree, but only if it's planted and nurtured. The same is true of your abilities and potential. What seems small today can grow into something extraordinary if you take the time to develop it and step out in faith. You might look at others and think they're better equipped, more talented, or have more opportunities than you do. But comparison is a trap that only leads to discouragement. You weren't meant to walk someone else's path or fight someone else's battles. You were meant to walk your path with the tools you've been given. What you have is exactly what you need for the purpose you were created for. The fact that your journey looks different from someone else's doesn't mean you're lacking, it means you're unique. Another truth to remember is that your challenges are not signs that you're unequipped. They're often the very things that prepare you for greater success. Think about it, the greatest warriors aren't made in times of peace, they're forged in battle. The difficulties you've faced, the obstacles you've overcome, and even the mistakes you've made are all part of the process of equipping you. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. What feels like a setback can actually be a setup for something greater. It's also important to recognize that being equipped doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. Sometimes, the tools you've been given include the people around you, mentors, friends, family, and even strangers who come into your life at just the right moment. Success isn't always about individual effort, it's often about collaboration and community. Don't be afraid to ask for help or to lean on others when you need support. That's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. You are also equipped with something even more powerful than talent or resources. You're equipped with the ability to believe. Faith is one of the greatest tools you can have on your journey to success. Believing in yourself, in your purpose, and in the one who created you can carry you through moments of doubt and uncertainty. Faith allows you to take the first step, even when you don't see the whole path. It gives you the courage to keep going when things get tough, trusting that everything you need will be provided along the way. Sometimes we think we need to wait until we feel ready before we can take action. But the truth is, you don't have to feel ready to start. You don't have to have it all figured out. Taking the first step is often what unlocks the resources, opportunities, and strength you didn't even know you had. As you move forward, you'll discover that you're more capable than you thought. The path ahead may not always be easy, but you have everything you need to succeed right here, right now. So stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. You are already equipped with everything you need to succeed in this season of your life. Your gifts, your experiences, your faith, and even your challenges are all part of the toolkit you've been given. Trust that you have what it takes. Step boldly into the opportunities before you, knowing that you are prepared, you are capable, and you are ready. Success isn't something you have to chase, it's something you are already equipped to achieve. Comparison is a trap that can quietly steal your joy, confidence, and sense of purpose. It's something we all fall into from time to time, looking at others and measuring ourselves against them. Maybe it's someone's career, their appearance, their relationships, or their achievements. We look at what they have, and suddenly what we have doesn't seem good enough. But the truth is, comparison is one of the quickest ways to lose sight of your own value and the unique path you're meant to walk. When you compare yourself to others, you're playing a game that you can't win because it's based on a false standard. You're comparing what you know about yourself, the good, the bad, and the messy, to what you see on the surface of someone else's life. And let's be honest, most people don't show their struggles or insecurities to the world. They present the best parts of their lives, the highlight reel, while keeping the rest hidden. Comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel is unfair and unrealistic. It leaves you feeling inadequate over something that might not even be real. One of the biggest dangers of comparison is that it blinds you to your own blessings. When you're focused on what someone else has, you stop appreciating what's right in front of you. You lose sight of your own gifts, talents, and opportunities because you're too busy wishing for what someone else has. It's like staring at your neighbor's garden and wishing for their flowers, while forgetting that you have seeds in your hand, ready to be planted. You already have everything you need to flourish, but you have to focus on your own garden. Comparison also creates unnecessary pressure. It tricks you into believing that you have to keep up with everyone else, that your pace isn't fast enough, or that your progress isn't good enough. But life isn't a race or a competition. Everyone is on their own journey, with their own struggles and their own timing. What's right for someone else may not be right for you, and that's okay. Your journey is unique, and trying to match someone else's pace will only exhaust you and rob you of the joy of your own progress. Another trap of comparison is that it often leads to feelings of jealousy or resentment. When you see someone succeed, it might stir up feelings of "why not me?" But their success doesn't take anything away from you. There's enough room for everyone to thrive. Someone else's blessings are not a threat to your own. In fact, their success can be a reminder that good things are possible for you too. Instead of comparing, celebrate their victories while staying focused on your own path. The truth is, you were not created to be like anyone else. You were created to be you, with your own gifts, talents, and purpose. Trying to live someone else's life will only leave you feeling empty, because it's not the life you were meant to live. Imagine if a bird spent its time envying the fish in the water, wishing it could swim. The bird would miss out on the beauty of flying. The same is true for you. When you embrace who you are and focus on your unique journey, you'll find fulfillment and joy that comparison could never give you. Thanks for watching.